I am 79 years old, and last winter my closest friend passed away. His name was Alan. We met in our early 30s, at a time when life still felt manageable and the future seemed generous. We were young enough to believe that effort guaranteed stability, and that the people who entered our lives would stay there indefinitely. Careers had not yet hardened us, responsibilities had not yet narrowed our choices, and loss had not yet taught us how fragile everything truly was. Alan was the person I never had to explain myself to. With him, silence was never uncomfortable, and conversation never felt forced. When my marriage failed, he did not ask questions or offer opinions. He did not try to fix anything or tell me what I should have done differently. He simply stayed present. When my health began to decline years later, he did not give advice or pretend to understand what he could not. He adjusted quietly, walking slower with me, calling more often, listening longer. That kind of loyalty is rarely spoken about because it is not dramatic. It does not announce itself. It is steady, quiet, and easy to take for granted. For many years, our friendship existed through routine, occasional phone calls, familiar jokes, predictable meetings that required little planning. I believed that consistency meant permanence. I believed that because we had always been there for each other, we always would be. Without realizing it, I began to replace intention with assumption. I postponed visits, I shortened conversations. I told myself there would always be more time because there always had been. When Alan died, something inside me shifted. The loss was not loud or sudden. It arrived slowly, in moments I did not expect. Reaching for the phone to tell him something ordinary. Hearing a story and realizing there was no one left who remembered the earlier version of me, sitting alone with memories that suddenly had no witness. That was when I understood the mistake I had made. Friendship does not survive on history alone. It requires attention, effort, and choice. I had confused familiarity with security. I had allowed comfort to replace care. Alan never asked for more from me, and I never noticed how much that allowed me to give less. As you grow older, people disappear quietly, not always through conflict or distance, but through time itself. Health changes, energy fades, opportunities narrow. The people who once felt permanent become fragile without you noticing. By the time you do, it is often too late to undo the neglect. I do not regret loving Alan. I regret assuming that love did not need maintenance. I regret treating presence as optional instead of essential. If there is one thing age has taught me, it is this. Relationships do not end because we stop caring. They end because we stop showing up. If you have someone in your life who knows your past without needing explanation, who understands your silence, who has stayed through your changes, do not assume they will always be there. Call them. Make time. Choose them deliberately. Convenience will never replace connection, and time will never forgive assumption. As you age, people disappear quietly. They do not always leave with arguments or dramatic endings. Most of the time, they simply drift. Lives move in different directions. Responsibilities pile up. Health changes. Distance grows without anyone meaning for it to happen. One day you look around and realize that the circle you once believed would always exist has quietly thinned out, not because of betrayal or anger, but because time is always moving, even when we are not paying attention. When you are young, friendship feels effortless. You assume the people around you will always be there because they always have been. You believe shared history is enough to guarantee a shared future. But friendship is not automatic. It does not survive on memory alone. It survives on intention, on effort, on the choice to reach out even when life feels heavy and inconvenient. It survives when you decide that connection matters more than comfort. As life gets busier, friendships are often the first thing we postpone. We tell ourselves we will call next week. We promise to meet up when things slow down. We assume the bond is strong enough to handle long silences. And sometimes it is, but sometimes it is not. Sometimes silence becomes distance, and distance becomes absence before you realize what is happening. If you are busy right now, that makes sense. Everyone is busy. I was busy too. I was busy building a career, busy taking care of family, busy handling problems that felt urgent at the time. But busy is the excuse that quietly steals your future memories. Busy convinces you that there will always be another chance, another conversation, another visit. Busy makes you believe that the people who matter most will wait indefinitely. They will not. Loss does not always arrive suddenly. Sometimes it arrives slowly, in the form of missed calls and unmade plans. Sometimes it arrives when you finally reach out and discover the number no longer works, or the person on the other end is no longer the same. And sometimes it arrives all at once when someone is gone forever and all the things you meant to say are left hanging in the air. Do not wait until loss teaches you what presence could have. Presence is not about grand gestures or constant communication. It is about showing up when it would be easier not to. It is about listening without rushing. It is about making time even when time feels scarce. The moments you think are ordinary now are the ones you will miss the most later. People are not permanent. Time is not generous. The relationships that shape your life deserve attention while you still have the chance to give it. Choose connection now. Choose effort now. Choose presence now. Because one day, the quiet disappearance of someone you love will remind you that later was never promised.